Good to see you, everyone. My name is Robbie Howell, and we have had a hell of a month, haven't we? It's not even over yet. There's been so much going on recently that I felt it was high time for another channel check-in. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's talk about what's been going on recently, plus give a couple of awesome DLC suggestion follow-ups that I got from you guys down in the comment sections when I made that video like a month and a half ago. So, let's begin by talking about some news. What's been going on? Well, we got a Spirit of the Lost shout out. Wow, this is so cool! I cannot believe it has happened. It is genuinely the coolest thing that's ever happened to me on YouTube. Huge thanks to you, Spirit, if you're watching, and to everyone who joined us. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the channel now. It has made a huge impact to that shout out. We blew past 1,000 subs. 2K might even come quicker than expected. Who knows if the growth continues. I'm happy to have all you guys now joining me from that shout out and beyond. Welcome to the channel. Let's see if we can make something fun together. And on top of all that, the channel has now been monetized. I did so at 1K, as I've been discussing for a little while. I followed input from the channel poll. Thanks again to everyone who helped me out by answering that. And I've also opened a Ko-Fi for donations. I'm going to be mentioning that in videos from now on. Links down in the description below. And I'll have a few more details on it later on in the presentation. So before we get on to that, viewer DLC ideas. Original video up here if you want to go take a look at that. For those who haven't seen it, I made a video where I gave some suggestions to the Age of Empires team, as if they're watching my stupid channel, discussing some ideas I had on how we could sustainably monetize the game going forwards without screwing over the players. So let's go over some of the stuff that you guys mentioned down in the comments in response to that video, which were awesome, and I want to quickly feature. 1, a Conquer the World campaign. Wow, such a cool idea. Like, you'd have an overmap, you'd have a starting point corresponding to history, and then you'd battle your actual historical neighbors and branch out further and further and further until you just paint the entire overmap your color. It would be kind of Total War-esque, with maybe the enemies also acting on the overmap. Ooh, that would be so cool, but just having it be static would also be awesome. I just want to make sure that these are not just boring old random maps. Like, it would be cool to have them be procedurally generated with some different objectives. Oh, this one, not just like, oh, this one's a relic raise, this one's King of the Hill, but like, oh, maybe this one has like 4 enemies. And maybe you can ally with some of them. Or maybe in another one you start with a small army, but so do your enemies. Something like that. And it wouldn't have to be like perfectly historically accurate by any means. I had a couple of commenters mention this idea, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Apparently a bunch of other games already do stuff like this. I had no idea. Excellent suggestion. Another one, alt history campaigns. Remember when I said that this didn't have to be historical? Well, there's other ways we can do that in the game as well. As someone said down in the comment section, what if the Byzantines had defeated the Ottomans? What if the Franks had lost to the Umayyads at Tours? What if the Mayans had founded that South American colony? Let's play those things out and see what comes of it. I think this could allow for great creativity and awesome variety, and still have just enough historical foundation to play into the strengths of the game. Completely fictional campaigns are, of course, fantastic, like Gwendelgard, which I love, but for official releases, I think the game should stick with its strengths. Now, beyond this, a castle skin pack was something people also mentioned as a DLC that they would really like to see. Probably the single most suggested comment in my original video, and a lot of people have mentioned to it in the past. So you're just making like a bundle that gives unique castle skins to the civilizations who don't have them, with like 1 per region getting the current skin. Keep it nice and cheap, and if it's not gouge, it would be a slam dunk aesthetic DLC. An awesome example of optional cosmetics that are player first, because a lot of people want these. And also another option that you guys mentioned to me down in the comments of that original video, ludicrous-sized games. What if we could increase the player count from 8 to like 12 or 16 for private lobbies, single player, and specifically designed campaigns? Maybe even enabling the max pop to go higher too. Now, I know this would be tough on some people's computers, but it can come with a disclaimer about that. And just make sure, please, not everyone in the group needs the DLC for it to work in a private lobby. That would be so obnoxious and penny pinching, and it would be a great way to build resentment and really make people hate this idea. Like I said, it would need like a system check to ensure the computer can handle it, but the game kind of already does those, and there are some powerful PCs out there. Let me put it this way. Warcraft 3, back in the early 2000s, could handle 12 players comfortably. Empire Earth, also in the early 2000s, could handle 16 players. I don't know about comfortably, because I never played it online in that big sizes, but it was possible. So I feel like this is definitely something the game and our technology now can support. Like I said, it's not unprecedented. And with that, we come to the end of that awesome little DLC follow-up thing. Again, thanks to everyone who made comments on that video. Now I want to talk to you a little bit, as a follow-up to this channel check-in, like the next topic on the docket today, of some insights I got from the poll that you guys filled out for me. A whole bunch of people responded. I think we had like 55 respondents. And here's a brief summary of what I learned from you guys. First of all, in terms of my channel content, here is what people, roughly, how the distribution fell for what they wanted to see between La Vanilla and L'Avant-Garde. La Vanilla seems to be preferred, but most people wanted to see both, so that's why my current compromise is to have La Vanilla be the focus with a section at the end for L'Avant-Garde. If you have no idea what those terms mean, go take a look at my first ever La Vanilla video. All the more recent Civilization build videos on my channel follow this format. In terms of civilization choice, people were mostly interested in seeing remakes of official civilizations with recrafts of ones I've covered already and new ones being slightly lower, but it was pretty close overall. While I did like the trend of remaking the most recent expansions, we started with Mountain Royals, then we did Return to Rome. Dynasties of India would require 4 completely new builds, and that's a lot. Definitely not feasible for a single video, and would really monopolize the channel for a while leading up to it. So I'm going to try to find another way to do it besides just going DLC by DLC, but poach DLCs whenever I can and see an opportunity. If nothing else, this tells me I should be prioritizing official civs more, which I plan on doing going forwards. You guys saw that with the Koreans build that I did recently. Go take a look at that up here if you haven't seen it yet. And I will try to fit this element of focusing a little more on official civilizations into my plans going forward. Now, other things in terms of content, video length. People seem shockingly okay with it, despite my channel being notoriously lengthy. There was a slight trend for people wanted to see things be shorter. Hopefully my recent Koreans video shows how I've tried to apply this, and you can see how I'm trying to trim things down and make my presentations more concise. In terms of supplementary content, this also wasn't super surprising. People tended to like the ad split videos most. Current events was also quite popular, and the architecture sets were the 3rd most popular. So I'm going to be prioritizing those for the most part. But viewer showcases ended up having a good bit of turnout, so I'm going to try to get back to those. Poor Lorenzo, I need to finish your Constantinople campaign, and my viewer Bjarka has some awesome scenario editor magic that I need to take a look at and feature as well. So you can expect to see some more of that. Now for a couple of other insights I got from the poll, let's talk about mods and monetization. On the mod side, there's a lot of interest in La Vanilla mods. Only 20% of people said they probably wouldn't play it, and so I am currently in conversation with modders right now discussing how we can approach this. There was some interest in the something bigger that I hinted at, but a lot of people were skeptical, so we'll skip that for now. But moving on to monetization, people said that an offsite platform was by far and away the most preferable option besides YouTube AdSense, or actually even more than YouTube AdSense, hence why I set up the Ko-Fi. And the only monetization option that people really didn't like was a YouTube channel membership, so I am not going to be doing that. I did not mention sponsors in that poll, but I am not currently comfortable taking any, just to let you guys know, be fully transparent. If that changes, I would ask you guys first, the exception being unpaid shoutouts to my friends' projects, which I like to do regularly. I should also note, less than 10% of respondents thought that I should only use channel money for channel projects, but at least 50% of you guys wanted transparency. So here's how I intend to approach that. Let's talk about channel financials, what I'm using the channel money for, and how you guys can see it. So firstly, an overview to this. Revenue streams. I have AdSense, I have Ko-Fi. That's what's going as of now. Ko-Fi, like I said, I'll be mentioning in all future videos. I'm going to try to keep it unintrusive. I do not have plans to make exclusive content for Ko-Fi, but I am considering maybe a private Discord channel to review people's builds or something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do any exclusive thing for Ko-Fi donors? I don't personally think I should, but who knows? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Early access, ability to vote? I don't know. And as of 1 week of monetization, when I made this particular presentation, I made $17.50. $5 from Ko-Fi. Thank you, Diego. You are my first official donor. And $12.50 from AdSense, which is a shitload more than expected. Though admittedly, a lot of that is probably coming from the spirit of the law bump, so I wouldn't be surprised if it corrects back down. My guess is I'll make $40 to $50 this month, which is much higher than average for a newly monetized channel. What I'm going to do with that money is I plan on, as of now, only spending it on channel projects. So paying modders, artists, graphic designers, anything that helps me up my production quality. I will have obviously very finite resources. I'm going to conserve as much as I can and spend wisely. The way you will be able to see and monitor that, the transparency that I wish to bring to my channel, is I'm going to have a video after 1 month of monetization that is going to be a quick, short and sweet financial check-in, just kind of showing what I've earned. And I'm going to make a public spreadsheet where you can see what I'm earning and what I'm spending it on. I'm going to link that on my Discord and in the description of that video. I might do one of these financial check-in videos once every, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. I think it could be interesting for other content creators who want to see what it's like when a new creator monetizes. Who knows, maybe that could be of use. But also, again, I want to do it for transparency to you guys because a bunch of you indicated that you really wanted that. So do I ever plan on profiting from this channel? No idea. It depends on how we grow, how the product develops, how much of my time and energy is devoted to it. If we somehow got very big and I had to commit more time to this, I would want to profit from it. And if my family starts struggling, I would 100% need to profit for it. And we're going to try to avoid that. If or when the time comes for me to make the decision whether or not I should profit, or if I am contacted by a sponsor that doesn't seem terrible, because so many of them do, I will make sure to check in with you all and see if you're comfortable with it. Transparency stuff out of the way. That brings us to the end of this channel check-in. What a goddamn month, guys. Shout out, 1K, monetization, talking to modders about La Vanilla mods. There's so much going on. I've been trying to keep up the 4 vids a month schedule, and I hope you're happy with the variety and the types of content that I am providing on the channel right now. Now that I've crossed 1K, I feel like maybe not I should take this more seriously, right? Not in like a scary way, but I feel more committed to this, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. But until then, my name is Robbie Howell, and ciao for now.